Hello again, Twill.tv viewers. It's been a little while, and I have a bit of an off-the-wall video for you today. Now, let me go ahead and preface all of this by saying I'm an odd kind of person. You probably know this if you've been watching my videos for a while. But one thing that I think is kind of unique about me is that I don't have a particularly addictive personality. Caffeine, for example. I completely gave up caffeine several months ago, and I've gotten to the point to where I will occasionally have a cup of coffee, occasionally have a soda, but I don't need it to survive anymore. I didn't really have headaches, I didn't really have anything like that. I've never been addicted to alcohol, never been addicted to cigarettes, anything like that. So my body works in a very weird way. So don't take any of this following with, take it all with a grain of salt, if you will. So a few months back, like I said, I've never been addicted to things like that, so I have smoked cigarettes in the past, and I always kind of enjoyed the feeling from it, but never really got hooked on it. Well, I've had some stressful months over the last few months, and as a result, I decided to try e-cigarettes. So, you go to the gas station, they sell these little e-cigarettes that are little $8 things that are terrible. They taste terrible, they feel terrible. So I started reading up on it, learned a little bit more about it, and went to my local vaping shop. I had seen people vaping at events and seen people vaping, on videos and whatnot. So I talked to them and ended up purchasing a little starter kit. This has a 650 milliamp hour battery. It has a variable voltage on it so you can get all different power levels. I purchased some of their e-juice to try it out with, and it came with a little iClear 16 tank. If you don't know anything about this, if this is not interesting to you, I'm sorry. Do feel free to click away. Don't mind me. But I just wanted to give you a little background on it. This is something I've been using for a couple of months. Every now and again, just if I have a stressful day, it's nice. It's kind of like if I wake up in the morning and I'm feeling particularly draggy, I'll have a cup of coffee. It'll give me a little boost. If I'm having a particularly stressful day, I can have a little, a puff off of this thing, get a little bit of nicotine to hit the back of my brain, and things kind of ease up a little bit. It's kind of nice. But anyway, the reason I bring this up, not specifically to talk about this, is a company called China Buy, and I'll put the link down in the video description, got in touch with me and said, hey, you should look at our site and see if there's anything that interests you, and we will ship it your way. And the first thing that popped up on their site was vaping products. And like I said, I'm just sort of new to the whole concept. I didn't want to invest a ton of money into it. So when I saw that, I kind of glanced over the other tech-related products. This is an area of tech that I haven't spent a whole lot of time in. So I asked them to send me something. And this showed up just today. This is the iTaste MVP version 2. I don't know all the specifics about it, but basically it's an iTaste MVP variable voltage battery, variable wattage battery, as well as a tank, hopefully. It should have, this, like I said, has the iClear 16 tank. That's a 1.6 milliliter tank. This should have a 3 milliliter tank in it, which, like I said, it's almost twice the size of the one that I've got now. This thing has a 650 milliamp hour battery. This has a 2600 milliamp hour battery, meaning it should last significantly longer between charges. And it also, and I'll get to this in a minute, has a USB charging port. So it's kind of like a rechargeable battery that also allows you to e-vape. So anyway, let's go ahead and just open the box and I'll show you what's in it. I haven't gone through this myself. I just cut the tape earlier. So this here is the iTaste MVP battery. It has here on the side a little display which has a scratch on mine, but I'm not going to be that concerned about it as long as it does work, right? Has a P and a U button. One is for watts, one is for volts. Not sure on all this. Definitely very nice feel in the hand. It is solid metal, much like this. This has more of a rubberized kind of feel to it, but it is solid metal as well. This one is very, very solid in the hand though. So yeah, like I said, here on the bottom we have a micro USB charger, a little on-off switch to turn on the USB port, and a USB port that you can charge out from. Very, very nice stuff there. And then the button on the front that you tap 5 times to turn on. There we go. It did turn on, so now when I hit the button, yeah, it turns green and it's ready to go. So let me go ahead and see what else came in the package. We'll just go through that very quickly. Everything's kind of weirdly glued together in here. Not gonna say the packaging is great. This is the tank, which is hard to tell. Just pull the rest of it out there. Yeah, I'm guessing this is the iClear tank, even though it doesn't say iClear on it. It does look like it is. I mean, it is a 3 milliliter tank, but it doesn't have any specific branding on it. I can only assume that it's iClear. So there we go. We'll go ahead and pop that down in there and screw it on just so we can see how everything looks together, right? So that's screwed on. We'll screw this onto the base. And actually, I think I'm missing a piece there. Yeah. Down here further, we have a little, I think they call it a vanity ring. It's something you put over the base here. You screw it on. There we go. See, it gives you a pretty little ring there, and you screw this in, goes all the way down, and there you go. Now we've got the whole unit put together. And this is how it would work. You just, you know, vape off of it. As far as what comes in the rest of the package, just in case you're curious, it does have this, which I probably will not be using. It does have a micro USB port, mini USB port, and I'm guessing that's the Samsung charging port, big old honkin' port. I don't have a Samsung tablet that will use this, so I can't really do anything with that. But I do have loads and loads of USB cables, USB chargers, so I'll be just fine using that. I just tested it out here, and the display on the side does appear to be working appropriately. Let me just hold the button and see how it works. Yes, it starts out, it says P8.0, and you can take it all the way up from 8.0 to 11.0 down to 6.0. It only goes up. I actually think I saw, it was either Grim Green or Chris from Indoor Smokers doing a video about this, and basically talking about how it kind of sucks that it only goes up. I think it was Grim Green. But yeah, the voltage goes from 3.5 up to, I think, yeah, 5. So, or 3.3 up to 5. So it's pretty close in terms of voltage to this little guy. But yeah, it should be interesting. Let me go ahead and fill this up, and we'll just see what it looks like, see how it works. I'll give it a few minutes. All right, and we're back a couple of minutes later. I did not fill this thing up, did not even realize how much of a difference 3 milliliters would make. I filled this up a little bit with some of the, it's called Peppermint Ice. It's from one of my local stores. The store is called 723. They've been around for actually for about a year now. Very nice store, very knowledgeable people in that store. They've been very helpful in learning more about this whole process. So I just thought I would come back with this and show you sort of how it works. I keep it, when I'm using the little battery, the Vision battery I've got here, I keep it all the way turned down because I just, you know, like I said, I'm not a smoker. I don't have that tolerance for it built up, I guess, and don't really care to. So I've got it turned all the way down as low as it'll go, and let's just see how it works. One thing I will say so far, just the feel of this metal construction as compared to the iClear 16 that I'm used to. I have a plastic tip on this versus metal and movable tip. I'm definitely a big fan of this tank so far. Might actually end up using this tank a lot more moving forward. So let's just see. So, quite nice. It has a good flavor, a good taste, I guess you'd say. Because this is a peppermint, it is a very strong, very cold taste. I would almost compare it to a menthol cigarette because I've had those in the past a long time ago, but it's so much more like spraying a peppermint spray into your throat than that. It's very cold, very minty, and you do get a lot of flavor through that without having that, you know, plastic get in there in the way. So let me just try one more time just so you can see. So yeah, even on very, very low settings, this definitely puts out an awful lot of vapor. I don't know if you can see it because of all the lighting and all the setup, but there's actually a cloud of haze just sort of hanging in the air here in front of me. Doesn't look like it's showing up on camera though, which is quite nice. Let me just, for the sake of curiosity, turn the voltage all the way up and we'll just see. This is the voltage mode at 5.0. This is as high as it will go on voltage. So that is significantly more vapor. You can see it is kind of blocking the camera at this point. I don't really care for the throat hit, the feel from that, so I don't normally leave it up that high. Switch it over to the wattage mode, and we'll take that one all the way up and just see what that does, if it's any different. Okay, that's 11 watts. Yeah, hoping I got that right. And that's seemed to be even more cloud, more production than the previous ones. So that's pretty impressive. And actually with the higher wattage, it didn't feel like it had as much of a throat hit as the voltage did. I don't know if that makes any sense or any difference to you, but definitely a big fan so far. I'll have to give this a shot and just see how long the battery lasts. This little 650 milliamp hour battery for me lasts a couple of days, so this one will hopefully last me for a week or longer without having to charge. But since it has a USB port for charging instead of this twist style Ego 510 thread, it should be a whole lot more convenient. That means if I needed to, I could charge it in the car, I could charge it at work, I could charge it wherever I go, because micro USB is everywhere for me, whereas this little adapter is not. So yeah, if you have any questions about this, any comments other than, why are you doing that? That's terrible for your health. I realize it's not the best thing in the world I could be doing for my health, and I'm really only doing it for recreational purposes, for a little bit of stress relief. Combine that with a little bit of meditation. Not bad. But anyway, like I said, let me know if you have any comments, questions, or anything like that, and I will try to get back with you when I can. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you again in the very next video.